Hello, my name is Captain Boone, and I come from a Bethesda.net profile from far away. Yes, that'll do. Anyways, here is a laser musket, and this weapon officially isn't actually in Fallout 76. Unofficially, it's in the dev room, and people have walked into the dev room and pinched it, and now I've got it. How good is that? So, Not Winter is going to, show this thing off with full rifleman perk, so we'll see how that goes. 6 crank capacitor, we're getting that 87 damage per every crank, but we don't have any perks stacked on this yet. In addition to this is recorded past a patch where Tank Killer actually affects energy damage, so we'll be able to pass through a little bit of armor to boost this thing's damage even more, so I think it might be a little bit crazy. I can't show you the attachments on this because I haven't broken any, because, well, they're as rare as hen's teeth, and also, well, I'd like a scope on it, and never mind. Anyways, so let's chuck on some rifleman perks because it is a semi-automatic rifle, obviously with the charging, cranking, reload. So we'll chuck on some of those perks, and in case you're wondering, a perk like Quick Hands doesn't work with this thing. I was messing around with it before. No dice, so we'll just chuck on Serendipity, because if I know one thing from using this thing back in Fallout 4, this thing was incredibly slow, but seeing that damage means I don't think we have to worry about cranking this thing multiple times over to kill stuff, so alright, pretty good start. Okay, since Captainoob always starts out here, I suppose I'll give this a try. And he's gone over the instructions to actually make the video work, you see. You need to show off the buffs, mutations, and everything like that before you actually get started. He also told me that the laser musket from Fallout 4 was a pretty terrible weapon, a very overrated weapon. You see, a lot of the time it actually takes 6 or more cranks to destroy your enemies on very hard difficulty. Having a Gauss rifle would leave the laser musket behind very quickly, and he even says that the game agrees with me on this, or agrees with him on this, because you'll never see a really high level creature drop something like a laser musket. But as you can tell, with the kind of damage that I am pulling with this, I really don't have to crank this thing up to the maximum to actually do some really decent damage with this. And with that in mind, we could probably get 2 or 3 cranks with this and be okay with it. Okay, from this range it appears that 3 cranks or 4 cranks will probably seal it. So yeah, not having to crank it all the way 6 times is going to, increase your DPS by quite a lot, because taking time between shots to crank is going to leave you very dead if you can't output the damage. Now, the main reason why this thing did suck was mostly the damage, but you can get away with it in this game because you just do so much, and the downtime between cranking can be when you engage your next target, rather than having the current target that you shot at shooting at you whilst you're cranking the thing up. Also, Speed Demon helps a little bit just to get the that reload speed a little bit quicker and make sure we're shooting our shots a little bit quicker. Oh wow, bless your little cotton socks, your basic baby super mutants. Well, I'm guessing Not Winter is going to have an easy time dispatching you lot, so I think we'll be okay. In fact, this is a rather boring turn of events because these guys are trash mobs, and honestly, we're above shooting those things. He told me that we're above shooting these things at Captainoob, so we're not entirely worried about what this thing can do, but as you can tell there, it does dispatch the mobs without having to use a huge amount of ammo supply, so in terms of versatility, you've actually got a little bit there. Also, if you put the weapon away, sometimes the glowiness will go away. Not on this occasion, though. Well, it's lucky I got my chameleon armor, because some of these super mutants are really wanting to kill me right now, and it'll be alright, don't worry about this. See, we're already back into not danger, so that's pretty good. Now, we are probably over-cranking this thing a little bit. I'm going to see how 3 does. 3 with a headshot would kill them, but obviously you get a 2 times damage multiplier if you happen to hit them in the head. Fuck off, radworms. Okay, well, my rad bar isn't entirely massive right now, so that's not the worst, but it is annoying because you know what I'm going to kill next. You should be watching enough of Captainoob at this point to know where he would usually go next, you see. Looks like 3 cranks might get us over the line. 739 damage, yep, that's going to kill a super mutant warlord no matter where you hit him. So 3 cranks will do it, meaning we can spend less time cranking and more time shooting, which is very good. But as you can tell, me shooting now, it's slow. And having, like I said before, having the damage doing better than it was back in Fallout 4 remedies this, but another flaw of this thing, if you happen to, go over a corpse, you'll hit the transfer menu if you try to reload, which means you're going to take everything if you try to reload, and it will stop you from reloading altogether, which is incredibly annoying. But with sneak criticals, if you can get them, which, I mean, it's a laser gun, so you're not going to be entirely stealthy with this thing. You can still pull an impressive amount of damage, even if this thing is not completely charged. And there's the slowness biting me in the ass right there. Not the best close quarters weapon, so whatever. I have iron sights on it, so at least it makes a little bit more sense if I was to use them in here. Alright, we'll get back to it. So instead of pissing my shots away, in real time, I'm just going to let the game aim for me. And there's a couple of differences between this and Fallout 4's laser musket, as Captainoob has told me. You see, normally in Fallout 4, when you go to crank a laser musket and fire it in VATS one or more than one time over, you only crank it up to the first rank of the crank. You only load one fusion cell before you're actually able to fire again. So subsequent shots in VATS turned out to be just terrible. But since VATS in Fallout 76 is real time, you can just, hover over your target, reload until you feel like you've got the right amount of fusion cells loaded in, and there you go on the trigger, and your target is dead. So being able to select your power and have the accuracy in VATS along with that is a nice bonus. So in terms of this working with the newly, renovated VATS system, it makes a lot of sense to use it like that, which is strange because they did cut it out of the game for some reason. Either time constraints or balancing things, or they're just holding on for it. Honestly, this might be a Wastelander's weapon, and if you just see me never post any Fallout 76 gameplay or stuff ever again, I have probably been banned and all of my loot has been taken. So at that point, I'll probably just give up and say, fuck it, go play something else. Not Borderlands 3 though, that was fucking cringe. Alright, we'll keep on going. So we are managing to cheese this a little bit with stealth, but I was managing to get away with just 2 cranks in the musket to actually get it to kill the last ones. Hey, you survived that somehow. Alright, whatever. But yeah, if you can use sneak attack criticals, less time to charge, more time to shoot, more time to, or less time to kill, I guess, between shots. I mean, the time to kill is instant if you've got enough damage on them, but if it's not, well, then you've severely screwed yourself over. Because one thing you don't want to do is not land your shot, or rather not get enough damage to finish your target, because you bet your bottom ass that fucking target is going to be start shooting at you or charging at you if it's got a big old hammer in its hands, which is potentially life-threatening if said target has some sort of explosives or a weapon of the automatic variety like this fellow. He's got a pipe gun, so I didn't pay him that much attention, but any normal-ass super mutant at this level with something like a super sledge, for instance, that was lucky, or a assault rifle of the automatic variety will make short work of you indeed very quickly. So you do need to keep in mind the damage output of your weapon, fucking annoying stagger, and how much damage you need to do to a target to finish it off. That way you can balance between only cranking it as much as you need to, giving you the best time to kill in a group, I guess. I know time to kill is usually on the one target, but I'm talking about a collective, because, we're being intellectual here at Captainoob today. Normally, the drunken asshole is usually playing the game, doesn't get into these deep combos, but I'm just gonna keep on talking because I have no fucking clue where the other super mutant is. Oh, it's just you. And you're dead. Alright, I'll just clean up the ash piles and I'll see you in a second. Okay, prediction time. The laser musket will be NFG, that is no fucking good, in a crowd control situation. Whoops, I must have bumped my sensitivity up some. Ah, there's sleepers. Go away, you bastards. Ah, yes, gun through, that's gonna be helpful, especially when my laser beams go directly into the ceiling, you see. Alright, I'm gonna have to get those out of the way because that'll just wreak havoc. Alright, so like I was saying before, the fact that you can charge this thing up in VATS is a nice little utility to have on this. Another sleeper. You better run, you little bastard. Righto. We've got 3 cranked into it, which I believe would be good enough. Ha! You're not clever girling me today, ghoulies. Alright, looks like 2 will get us over the line. We're just gonna have to keep on cranking, like that Limp Bizkit song. Instead of rolling around, we're hopping and we're cranking. Hang on, that sounds wrong. Ignore that. Yep, 2 cranks will do it, which is good. I'm just gonna annoy everyone in the server by just fucking ash piling a bunch of ghoulies. And since we're not playing at a particularly dangerous health level, at least we weren't before we entered this fight, we can tank a few hits with these ghouls, which is good. It's like we're playing on a giant trampoline, right? I'm getting flashbacks of my childhood here where we used to throw... Whoops. Stim pack, please. Hey, I chucked a stim pack. Fuck it. Okay, not Winter is back from the dead. We'll go ahead and blow that sucker away with a critical, and, well, we can just fucking look at him just running to the side like that. That's some speed Usain Bolt would be happy with. What is with my sensitivity? I've still got... Oh. Look at the strafe speed. What? Why is the strafe speed so goddamn high? Okay, that was weird. That was something that definitely wasn't in Fallout 4, and I'm trying to hit the button to make my sensitivity go down, but she's not working, so I don't know, I must have busted the game. I'm guessing Captainoob will be very angry with me when he finds out that I ruined his sensitivity setup, because he's got it calibrated in a very specific way to make sure it works with not only Fallout 4 but Fallout 76 as well. So for consistency's sake, I better fix this shit before he fucking chugs on a bundy and whoops my ass. But I can say with 50% confidence that we're done here. There doesn't seem to be many ghouls running around, so I must have got them all. We'll find out what these legendaries are, shall we? Because cunts will fucking get mad at me if I don't show off. Ah, there's more ghouls. One of these bastards was legendary. I just gotta find him. Ow! Fucking sleepers, man. Oh, there we go. There's one legendary. See? Oh. I thought that one was a shuffling ghoul, but it's not. Well, I found the rest of them. They were just sort of mobbed up here. I'm not really mad about this guy being here. I've killed my fill of ghouls for today. I got a bash kill on this one. I hit him for 6 fucking damage. Jesus Christ. Now that was just rude and unnecessary. Okay, now time for things to get interesting. I'm going to try to one-shot this behemoth. Oh, I did. That was easy. Okay, now I'm going to push it even further. We're under 20% health, so that means Nerd Rage is active. And now I can just start shooting anything that I want and probably getting away with a one-shot. I'm not sure how I'm nailing these shots. I'm just taking stabs in the dark and I'm getting there. That one is already dead. He trembled before the mighty cut weapon. And we'll just chuck a grenade in there, see if we can't get the queen up and about. There she is. No one else is around apparently, so wait for her to settle down. And pow, right in the kisser. 1 shot, 1 kill, or 6 shots, 1 kill. Also, this thing is incredibly efficient on fusion cells. You won't ever see a laser gun shooting and killing a Milo Queen like that in less than 6 shots. So yeah, it's got that going for it. Okay, for this next section, we're going to hopefully not be killing mole rats because that would be boring, but this train yard has some enemies around here. If we can pull the Far Harbor creatures. Milo Kings, you know what? They're tanky enough to warrant me cranking this up to the maximum. I'll crank it up to 6. And 11 sounds better, but 6 is the best we can get from this thing. And if we can nail some cheeky headshots too with criticals at the same time, well, okay, that was a bad time to take that shot. Alright, we won't be getting sneak crits anymore, and that was just a poorly timed bat shot. Let's see if we can't get better now. There we go, 9,000 damage. Let's see you get up and walk away from that, friend. There we go. A little bit of the game's bullshittery just didn't work there because of serendipity, so thank you. That is the reason why I chose this perk, because I know how slow this thing is, well, you're gonna need something to, you know, stop the damage from coming in as you're cranking for the next shot, which is, you know, it's gonna be less of a problem now that I'm dealing that much damage. Ooh, he survived. Look at that. You didn't survive that second shot, though, did you, mate? Eh? Alright, we'll keep on going. There should be one more. There he is. God damn it. That's why do you have to do this? 4 more would probably do it, but just to make sure. Oh, 4 more definitely wouldn't have done it. Man, they must have a high defense rating because sometimes they're just not very easy to hit in VATs. I guess their heads are small. If I was going for the torso, that'd be much easier. Anyways, regardless of that, there seems to be no crabs in here, so yep, there we go. Let's move on to some Scorch Beasts. I'm going to call them bats because Captainoob would call them bats, and I'm definitely not Captainoob right now. Alright, I'm pretty confident that with a sneak attack critical along with a VATS critical, we could possibly kill a Scorch Beast in one shot. Keep in mind that the level 80 ones only have 200 health more than the regular level 50 ones. There we go, took you out of the sky, mate. So not even with a critical we'll have to worry about him like that. Question is, does this thing not have a range stat? Is that... yeah, okay, maybe this thing doesn't have a range stat. So, you know, even if I had a scope on it, it'd be even more fucking filthy, to be honest. So, wow. The fact that I can hit him... that was a waste of a critical, mind, but the fact that I can hit him from, with that efficiency from that far away, yeah. For whatever purpose this weapon is, or if they're gonna add it a little bit later, we're at full adrenaline now. I feel like that, I mean, they're not gonna balance something that no one can bloody get. Take that, teleporting Scorch Beast. And before you get angry at me for reviewing the unobtainable, you're basically the people that email like Top Gear and, you know, get angry at them for reviewing cars that you'll never possibly own. So you're like one of those people, so shut up. In the name of science, damn it, I am doing this. And I'm sure Captainoob will be pleased that this weapon is finally on the channel. Now, there's one other thing. I'm a bit worried about it. 2K have done it, but I don't think Bethesda have done it so far. Although, I've heard of Bethesda doing it, but they didn't do it in the way that 2K done it. You know, with the whole, the YouTube with the Borderlands thing, he was, like, leaking information via paywall, and they'd send suits over. Oh, Bethesda have more standards than that. Bethesda, they actually get Todd Howard to show up to your house and kill you. A shotgun style. They make it look like a suicide. That's how Kurt Cobain died. Hang on, I think I hear someone at my door.
Who's laughing now?